And we got bananas in chat from Badger Spanner, Joel Kip, Tyler Rosier, Tom Cat Collins, Catkins 63, Winnie T Ford, Monkey Ben, Emerald Rain, Red Sido, and Periopus. And the bananas go off the top of the screen. Oh, it feels like it's been a while. We haven't been streaming as much lately. It's just been like that. I've been trying not to pressure myself too much. What with it being summer and all and it being hot. And also the fact that I'm coming up to like, what, 8 years of doing this? You know, I'm trying to take it easy a little bit more. And then we had the Hermitcraft stream day, and then we had that other thing. What was that other thing? The Concorp golfing tournament, Ryder Cup. It has many names. Anyway, I just want to convert all of these. As you can see, they've been renamed for purposes that might just be explaining themselves right about now. And look at that, gives us 11 diamond blocks. Sweet. Did I bring... Yes, I brought that with me. Excellent. We're going to tear this thing down right in front of us, peeps. That's what we're going to be doing right now. So yeah, we're back to a normal stream. The last one that we did is available for you to watch on the second channel. It is a golfing tournament that we did with Cub and False and Scar and Joe. And that continues on Monday as well, as we're doing it in 2 parts. Oh, there's some scaffolding that I left in here. Anyway, we've got to rip this thing out. It's going, it's gone, it's finito, it's finished. Hi, you are not a log. A log. Oh, by the way, peeps, there's a video on the second channel. I've issued like a Redstone challenge. If you're a Redstoner and that sounds interesting to you, please go check it out. Why you remove it, says Mazer Time. I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess. I'll tell you, actually. Architects? Sahara. I mean, there's an A there. Look, forgive me. There's 2 big A's. No wonder I said architect. There you go. That's a good excuse. Yeah, Sahara. They ain't interested in this contraption. Oh, it's making me cry. Oh. No, it's not. No, it's not. You are not a log, fella, says Connor McKay. I'm not a log, fella. I like it. We've got a noise in the ear, inbound. I've seen it on the other screen. I haven't heard it in my eardrum yet. Double Moses says, I got to do some testing, but I think I got to prove a concept for your redstone kind of thing working. Awesome, Double Moses. I've had a lot of questions about it that sort of try to circumvent some of the core principles that I talked about in that video. All of the things that I described and the way I've set it up are really quite important to making it work the way I want it to work and the way that I think is going to be very useful. So some people have said, you know, why don't you have it just work on a timer, or why don't you, you know, not even bother with the contraption and just let a bunch of furnaces fill up. These all have like drawbacks and downsides, which is why we require this thing to be engineered in this particular way. That's all I can say on it, really. So Ray Skiz has resubscribed for 4 months of Amazon Prime. Ray Skiz, thank you for using your Prime subscription on me, and thank you for 4 months of support, dude. I appreciate it. Jens in chat says, how you doing, my friend? I am doing sweatily, okay? I've been warm all day, and as soon as I start streaming, my body starts sweating. So yeah, it's gonna be a smelly, sticky one. Oh, Curdy, Curdy was taken says, why don't you show your face? Is it a personal or is it a privacy? It's both, really. It's both personal and privacy. I don't want to be, you know, for privacy, I don't want to be some, you know, celebrity type person. And personally, I'm just not that interested in like, oh, look at me, kind of, you know, online. Not that that's what people are thinking when they do it. That's just... It's just how I approach it. I don't feel like I want to put my face on it, is all. Asuma, do you ever think you'll do a face reveal, says Lamacal? As long as people keep asking, I will definitely not do one. You know, if people never asked, it might not be such of a big deal. That's one of the things that certainly made me more wary about it, was just how many people started to ask, you know. Because there was a time when I was new and fresh on YouTube, and I had done, you know, done the voice, because I didn't do the voice in the beginning, and you know, other people were doing webcam. Maybe I would have, you know, maybe I would have gone that way, but no, I didn't, did I? So, Tomcat Collins is here with a noise in the air, resubscribed for 5 months, saying, wow, 5 months, that's a lot of streams. Glad to catch all the new stuff from you. X, hope you're having a happy summer and stay cool out there. Man, it's been hot out here. It's like 31 degrees here in Toano, Virginia. It's not degrees, it's Celsius. Now, because in the States you have the different system, I never know quite what's what. Is it hotter, is it colder, what's going on, you know? I'll tell you what, it's been pretty warm last couple of days, but nothing terrible. That's what I'll say. It's been manageable. Alright, we've got a noise in the ear from Chansei. Subscribe with Amazon Prime. Thank you, Chansei. Appreciate you doing that. Celestina K has subscribed with Amazon Prime as well. Thank you, Celestina. I've probably butchered that name. Winnie T. Ford is here, resubscribing for 16 months in a row, saying, another month. Keep up the good work, but take care of yourself. Thank you, Winnie. I do take good care of myself. Don't ever worry about me. I know. I assume that's in relation to what I was saying earlier about taking it easy. You know, what I found is that if I do, you know, arrange my time and take my days with a little bit more focus on making sure I'm like relaxed and enjoying things and not worrying too much about getting this done, getting that done, I find the creativity just really comes to you when you're in that kind of flow, you know, when it's not all about deadlines or getting this thing done, getting that thing done. It really does help to be relaxed. Cool, right, we should probably start picking some of this stuff up, right, before it despawns. Valuable resources right here, that's all I'm saying. Valuable resources. Will this question be answered? No, says Jackham B. No, it won't be answered. Although, does that count as an answer? I don't know. Blasted MC is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Blasted MC, thank you ever so much for the Prime subscription. Hope you're enjoying the stream we're doing here today. Slabs went in hopper cart, says Equal Cosmos. Yes, and that thing will get taken down before long. Is this statement false? Says Connor McKay. Yes. No. Wait, that's very confusing. How do I gain motivation to play survival, Asuma, says Marconi. I don't know. Like, I know what motivates me. I have an audience. It's always sharing the experience that makes it really fun. If I think about old computer games, right, every now and then I do a little bit of dabbling, right? I found a website that's got DOSBox built into it, and you can play all these old DOS games. And so I went and checked out some of the classics that I always think about revisiting, like Lemmings 2, The Tribes, and some other games from my childhood. And the reality is, they're just not quite how I remember them, you know. That's true of a lot of things in life. You just get older and you feel different about things, and so I ain't going to spend my time playing those old games again. But in the context of doing it on a live stream, we've played some old games and really enjoyed them. And so it's being able to share it with people that really helps for me. So, you know, perhaps consider making videos or just chronologing? Keeping a log of what you're doing, you know. Some people share what they do in their world over on Reddit. Stuff like that can go a long way to keeping you feel motivated, knowing that other people are enjoying it. So we got MKVII, or MK7, could I say, for 12 months. That's a goldy face in chat. Thank you ever so much, MK. Appreciate you supporting me, and thank you ever so much for your 1 year of support. BT, thank you for the lovely message. If you're going to build a base like my Season 5 one, I would recommend, now I'd say looking at Spanglebu's base on LPMT, but you know, that's a whitelisted server. It is in a video, I mean it's in a video that I've done, I just wouldn't know where to tell you it is. Anyway, what Spanglebu did is she kind of had a similar approach to the way I did my base, which was you think on a big scale, but the core of what you're doing is kind of like just placing a group of blocks that look good together in random arrangements, and maybe sometimes semi-random, maybe there's patterns or shapes that you're aiming for. Anyway, if you go beyond the mounting concept of just using the materials that I used, there's, you know, a wider range of blocks to be used in this game, and a wider range of shapes to be made than just a mountain. So you could come up with something really quite extraordinary if you want to play and build on that scale. So that would be my tip slash advice slash whatever, you know, is take what you saw there and then do it even better, like do it even bigger. That's how a lot of things work in this game, I think, at least for me. A lot of things that I do are inspired by others. and then they kind of become bigger on their own, if that makes sense. Right, now we're going to take this back to my base. Before we do that, I feel like something is missing from my inventory. Oh no, there it is. Just looking, not looking at the hotbar bit. Let's get some torches down, because this area was nicely torched up before I came along, wasn't it? So we'll make sure it's left the way we found it. Henkel Max is here, resubscribing for 19 months in a row with Amazon Prime. Thank you, Henkel. And Syntax Error 37 for 30 months. Saying ahoy X. How is summer going for you? It's going great. Beautiful, lovely weather. I've walked the dog a couple of times as well, which I really enjoyed. Just by myself, which I hadn't done before. And any opportunity to get outside for a little bit, like I took a walk before I had my lunch, before my stream. Really loved it. It was great. I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze, peeps. And it might not mute properly. Okay, you know, now that I'm trying to figure out how to mute my microphone, the sneeze itch goes away. Of course it does. Of course it does. What am I thinking now? We've got to tuck that one away. Most of this could actually just quickly go into the redstone box, I think. Yeah, there's certainly a couple of things here that could, right? So why don't we just dump those off. And then we can have a little bit more space in this shulker box to carry stuff around. Nice! Yeah, that is the last of the redstone bits, I believe. Kind of looks like we're well organised now. Very good, I like that. Sweet! Not so sweet is breaking that block. Right, let's fly there. Let's fly there, because we're near Grian's base, and that's never too far from mine. And that's Doc's Pearl Shop, right? Woo! Okay, so if we fly sort of in this direction, we should be lining up nicely to reach it. So we've got noise in the ear from What the What 780, subscribe with Amazon Prime, and Logic No, subscribe with Amazon Prime as well. Thank you ever so much, Logic, and What the What, I appreciate your support. When will the HRM be completed, says Shadow Blaster. It'll be completed at some point in the future, I'm pretty sure of that. M Graves 349 is here subscribing. Thank you ever so much for your subscription, I appreciate it, M Graves. Why the sad music, says Lama. This music isn't sad. Actually, to be fair, it's got a bit of a lonely kind of streak to it. You know, here's the other thing. Okay, what if it was sad music? Why do we have to ask a question of what sort of music we listen to? That's what I don't get, because you know me, I like heavy metal, I like extreme sounds, and you know, occasionally I get these comments like, "Why do you like this? It's just noise," or whatever. Now, first of all, of course it's not noise. I mean, everything is noise when it comes to sound, so all music is noise, I guess. But like, I don't see the like, why is it a bother? Why is it a problem, if it even is? You know? I want to see an answer to that in chat, and I look up and I see that we have OP1 assigned, subscribe with Amazon Prime, thank you, and Slipgator is gifting a sub to Minecraft. Slip, nice to have you with us today. Thank you for the gifted sub. You know, I mean, the Minecraft channel is probably owned by Mojang and Microsoft, and probably someone streams on it, but I doubt they'll be here in this stream. But there you go. Logic No says heavy metal, hell yeah! Hell yeah. Vutal says, have you ever gone to a music studio to record ever? No, I haven't. I tried to make my own studio. So I pretty much succeeded in making a studio and recording. I mean, most of y'all know that. But that kind of brings us to what I was doing last night. Yesterday, I got so much done in the day, and then I had like these 2 hours left at the end of my day, and I was like, I just have no energy to do anything on the computer, like record, not record, do stuff off stream. I'm like, I'm done. What am I going to do with this time? And then I was like, aha, guitar. So I pulled out the guitar, played a few songs, played a bit of Metallica, and then, not before long, I went straight to my album and just played it the whole way through, and just loved it once again, and was thinking, at some point in my life, I've got to turn this thing into an actual record that people can listen to. That's like, you know when you get that question, what would you do if you knew you were going to die in a week? Okay, I know what I'd do. I'd get that thing recorded. I'll throw every penny I had at it. I'll be like, hire me some musicians and make this thing appear. yeah, the reality is though, I kind of want to do it myself, like I was trying to do before. But yeah, that'll be ways away from where we are right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is go and work on a new HRN line. I would like to deploy a new block palette, and that I think is going to require us to craft some blocks. Where did I leave my backpack? Ah, not this game again. I've left my backpack somewhere. Yeesh! I think I left it at Sahara. That's fine, that's fine. I guess I need to nab something out of here. Right, there we go. We've got noises in the ear from Zodiac Siren, resubscribed for 3 months, saying, wow, 3 months flies by. Here's to many more from your loyal Insomniac. Thank you ever so much, dude. I appreciate it. We got John Clevenger subscribing. Thank you ever so much, Mr. Clevenger. I appreciate your subscription. What we're going to do is take that out, and slap a crafting bench here. I don't know how I ever missed the opportunity to put a crafting bench here. So we will certainly be considering using all of these blocks, basically. Dark Prismarine as well. Does Dark Prismarine still require ink sacs? I would not be surprised if that were the case, but it will probably be the dye. It'll probably be the dye. Ryan Beasley is here, resubscribed for 13 months, saying, I have played music for over 15 plus years, never ever recorded a song. Hey, maybe it's the thing you want to do. If you've got no interest in it, though, you know, that's fine. But I had some experience with recording, and I tell you what, it's hard work. I mean, first of all, you've got to learn a lot to begin with, but then when you're actually recording, I mean, I have this, like, problem with playing. I had it with recording videos for YouTube, where you tend to just, like, overthink when you're being recorded, and it doesn't come out as well. But anyway, eventually you'll get like some guitar tracks recorded that you can work with. When you got it all there in the studio, when you're looking for all the tracks and you know, tweaking and refining things, you spend hours. You spend hours listening to the song over and over again, going back over things, tweaking frequencies, changing volumes, adding reverbs. Like, it's if you like the song, it's a really good experience, but it takes a lot of time. I think the other thing I wanted was some ink sacs. For what we're doing, let's just take 6 for now. See how we do there. Your everyday J Twitch says HRN, Hermitcraft Railnail. Well, the HRN is a project started by Rendog. It connects all districts and bases together by separate minecart rails and includes many stations all feed back to the main station in Aquatown. Very good description. Very good description right there. We got a noise in the ear from Stefan RBK. Stefan, thank you ever so much for your subscription. Appreciate it, dude. Hope you're enjoying hanging out with us. It looks like... Aha! Aha, you are wrong, Minecraft. Bug report. I'm going to send that straight to the devs. Alright, I'm taking a screen. I'm literally going to send that right now to one of the devs. Oh. This is great. Sorry, I got to do this. I got to do this. Can I skip submitting a bug report? Oh, I'm being a little bit cheeky there. Hopefully they see the funny side. All right, there we go. There we go. Let's get off Discord as well. Discord, be gone. We are streaming. No distractions. That one fangirl was here doing cheers, throwing bits, saying, I know my fiance, Zodiac Siren, would love to get her hands on that album. Well, you know, it's cool to know that people will be interested in hearing it. I'll tell you what, that is... more so, you have no idea how much I would love people to hear it the way I hear it in my head. You know, the best thing I've got is the whole album in MIDI, and I even mixed and produced that. Like, I recorded every single MIDI track separately, and I recorded it with some hardware that I've got. I've got a sound card back from when you kind of needed sound cards to do cool stuff, and it came with a set of custom MIDI banks that sounded quite lush compared to the default MIDI sound. Now, for any of you that have used Microsoft G-Synthwave or whatever it's called, like, that thing's a bit ropey, and what I had sounded really good, and then I recorded every single track, and then I had to do it with Audacity. So that literally meant just letting the album play over and over again, getting every little track, because some of them have like, 7 or 8 instruments. And then I would, run them through slight reverbs, volume adjustments, EQs, all that kind of stuff. And so I've got like this perfected, best I could MIDI version of the album. But man, I maybe one day that'll be the only thing that ends online. But like, I hate this idea of like it not being like a full-on record, a metal record, and people not being able to hear it like you would hear a normal record. It's all in there. Like, it's all the same music. It's just you kind of have to, in your mind, replace some of the tones. So imagine you're playing like Nintendo snares, whatever it is, and just imagine that those synth sounds are like metal guitars. It's like that. I can do it. I can do it in my head. It's easy. But not everyone has that. It's like a musical thing. Alright, Tom Cat Collins is here doing the cheers, throwing the bits, saying, hopping in the stream during the hot part of the day. Seeing you build the new station has gotten me inspired to finish my mansion build. Awesome. Inspiration is good. We should always be keeping each other inspired, right? Dude, thank you so much for the cheers and the bits. Same for that one Thangirl. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. Isn't that your Universal Dying Data Pack, says Sticker? It shouldn't be, because that's updated. My goodness me, if it is, I think I should go delete that message. I don't want to waste their time if it is. I mean, we could conduct a quick experiment, can't we? So, yeah, actually, I should probably find out if it is or not. Ah, nope, it's not in the vanilla game. Ah, so I was okay. You scared me, man! You scared me! You made me think I was being a derp, okay? Now, to be fair, I am a derp quite a lot of the time, so I think it is warranted. Right, we've got to go pick up our backpack, and everything else I need is pretty much with me, but we'll have a quick scan over materials. Logic says, I'd love to hear one of those MIDI files right now. If you're someone who knows, who can listen to MIDI files like that, I'm sure you'd understand. I can't remember if I've released any of it. Like, I think there's 1 or 2 things lying around that are MIDI, but I mean the main thing is I just feel like protective over it, like I want this to be heard when it's the way I want it to be heard, and if I could play it to someone and know that they could hear it that way, then I'd be happy with it. But putting it out there as just MIDI kind of like terrifies me. I don't think we're going to use wood in this build. I think we're going to end up using concrete. So do I have... Yeah, you see, that will probably be useful. Yeah, you see, I've still got just a little bit of some of the materials we might use lying around. That's what I was looking for. I knew I had some left over from the building I did the other day. I'm going to take this one as well, just because of the glass colours, and yeah, so that's going to be our project box. We're going to take a shulker box or 2 for spare parts and things that we accumulate. Bone blocks might be a good part of this build, now that I think about it. Or iron. Hey, I didn't know I had so much white concrete already made. That's good. And then I think actually the bulk of my bone blocks are in here. I actually have a job I'm supposed to do, which is restock my shop. And considering how low I am there, I'd like to take a quick trip and check it out. Right, so we've got to pick up backpack. And then we got to check out the bone farm. I think we might go to the bone farm first. Seems like a good idea. So we've got a noise in the ear from Badger Spanner, who's gifted a sub to Lorelli for 16 months. Badger, thank you so much for gifting the sub. Appreciate you doing that and supporting members of our community. And Lorelli, good to have you with us today. We also got the Cheesecake Tree resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you ever so much. I do appreciate all your support. Mon PJC says, hi X, you always tell people to go for it in regards to Minecraft. So X, just go for it with your music. Yeah, I know that sounds... Look, here's the thing. If I were to go for it with my music, I would disappear from YouTube. Like, I know what kind of work it takes to make that happen. And I don't want to give up doing this. And I'm kind of fine with that. Like, there was a time in life where, music has always been like, my soul. And to people who... Wait, I'm sure it was around here. To people who are... No, I remember now. I'll put it in the hub down below. To people who are maybe not that passionate about something that isn't, like, compassion itself, other people, humans, like... It might be a bit weird to hear, but, like, for the other music lovers out there, I'm sure you're like, some of you out there listening will share it. Like, it's like a lifeblood. It's so many things, and you know, I don't think I could live without it. But what's really weird is finding that I could, you know, and you know, it's not like I've been taken away from listening to music. Now that would be something. My goodness me, that would be difficult, not being able to listen, right? But the fact that I don't really write and play as much anymore, I'm kind of okay with, because the experience that has replaced it has been amazing. So it looks like someone else has been using this and has broken the filter. So I guess what I want to do is fix it while we're here, and we won't be making any bone blocks today. Whew, this is going to take a while. I mean, oh, I could use this stuff to get some XP, right? Could use the grindstone on it. Do I want to do that? I don't think I do. I mean, you're standing next to an XP farm, so it seems kind of bonkers that you would do that. Anyway, I think pretty much everything in here is going to go except those arrows. Those can stay. Otherwise, the rest can go. Looks like we got a lot of bones coming through. Wow, this is going to be a bit tedious, isn't it? We got noises in the ear from Philo Sofa, 42, subscribing with Amazon Prime, and Tron2 KSA, resubscribed for 6 months, saying, Asuma, how's your day going? 6 months. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Keep up the great work. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. All is good. I'm going to chuck these arrows as well, then. Although I might want to keep the arrows for something. I've got a project idea coming up in the near future. That's all I'll say for now, though. Yeah, let's keep some of these arrows lying around. Could also do with some myself, couldn't I? My goodness me, this is far from building a HRN line, isn't it? Far from building one. So, more noises. No, sorry, no more. I thought I heard one. We're up to date. We're up to date. Oculus42 says, run the gold items through a blast furnace to recover the gold. Could do, but I can't be bothered, basically. Too much hassle. I mean, we've got a gold farm, right? It's nice to be efficient. It's nice to do those projects, but sometimes it's too much work for too little reward. Okay. Just trying to think what actually caused this item filter to break. I think I know what. We need renamed items. Sticks won't ever drop. So, in theory, I could use sticks. I think you need something like that on each one. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? Okay, and then it's going to cause it to drain by 4 each time. That'll do, I think. I think it'll do. Let's check out the bottom chest again. Yeah, look, everything filtered down into here. And I'd very much like to take these bones with me. Sweet. Someone's getting enthusiastic about Metallica in chat. I was enthusiastic about Metallica today. I put them all their records on shuffle while I was working out. It was good. It was good music. Right, let's craft these into bone blocks, which we may be using in the build. And there we go. That's the best we can do. Right, so backpacks and then HRN. X, what's your favourite flavour of chips/crisps? Says Raydon. I don't really like chips and crisps, purely because a small bag of them is 300 calories over here, and I find it a rather unsatisfying eat for that amount of calories. Like, you don't like a packet of crisps. I mean, to be honestly realistic, I think I could eat 10 packets of crisps in a row and not feel full up. And that's 3,000 calories, which is just ridiculous. Where are we going? We actually need to go down here. There we go. Yes, into this place. Yeah, so I mean, I really like things like cheese and sour cream, cheese and onion. Walker's is classic. that's pretty much my kind of choice, but I rarely eat them just because I know how pointless they are to eat. You know, they're like totally unnutritious. Just a lot of empty calories, really. Maybe try tacos, says Blue Jay. I love Mexican food. Tacos, awesome. Tacos are awesome. Delicious, says Blue Jay. Delicious. McCoy's flame grilled steak is amazing. I had those. They're kind of all right. Again, though, just the emptiness of it. You say empty calories like they're a bad thing. Live, says Grobzilla. Yeah, you know, there's a whole argument about live and enjoy and all of this. I enjoy good health. Like, it's better for me than it is carrying around a load of useless flab and eating food that doesn't have much good going for it. I mean, it does something to your... Why is it dark on this side? Oh, this is totally spoilers. I'm just... well, there you go. Have some spoilers. You know, just... I didn't even need to go near here. I literally didn't need to go near here at all, and I've just spoiled... Oh, well. Oh, well. Hey, I noticed that, right? I noticed that, so it's good. It's good. I mean, yeah, so there is like a big difference. I've talked about it here, and I always remember this one comment that I got, and it's something that you hear people say as well, but it's like, you know, I think someone said something to the effects of, oh, can't be dealing with all your exercise and healthy eating, just live a little, enjoy everything, you know. For me, life is far more enjoyable being fit and healthy and eating good. Like, it's like, imagine you wake up and you feel, you know, 100, okay? But you didn't realise you could actually feel 150 if you know, took better care of yourself. And then it turns out that, you know, that's actually not even close. You can feel 250, 350, you know, etc., etc. That's kind of how, like, I feel with it. Like, you know, the more in shape you are, the more you just feel constantly full of energy. You feel capable, able, flexible, energetic, upbeat. You got energy. You know, nothing's a hassle. You can go do what you want to do when you want to do. You don't ever feel like, oh, you know, oh, I can't, I'm knackered. Sorry, don't really feel like that ever. Yesterday I lost, like, there's different types of energy though, right? Like yesterday I lost my kind of creative energy. Just lost any will to sit at the computer and place blocks. Food, check. Rambling, check. Debating life, check. Yep, seems like an extreme to me, says Smicklebeard. Yeah, here we go again. Oh, shut up, X. Saying the same old things over and over again. That one fangirl says, X talking about fitness makes me feel like I should be eating healthier and exercising instead of being the lazy go I am. I mean, follow it. Follow that voice. That's what I did. I heard that. I heard that in my head. I should probably... At one point it was like, oh, I probably need to do more exercise and get in shape, right? So I just got on the bike every day and started there, and, you know, it goes from one to the next, really. You know it. Listen to that voice. Embrace the voice that tells you right and wrong, and you should do this instead of that. That voice needs empowering. Right, so we're going to start designing a H... What is up with the mobs in this area just hanging out in this place? Oh, I need to light it up, don't I? Need to light it up. Hope there's nothing like lingering on the roof ready to drop down like a creeper. So I guess we're building a line over here, right, that goes off into that direction. Had a really good suggestion, thought, or whatever you want to call it, in my comments, and it's stuck in my mind. So we're gonna roll with that. All right. So if I go put these down, this is sort of like my project chest area, right? We'll chuck all of this in. I think I'd like to get away from the white concrete actually, just to kind of distinguish that what we're gonna do here will be a little bit different. Inside of here, do we have a prismarine chest? I don't. That's fine. That's fine. We'll grab this then. Throw that down, and we're going to make ourselves some slabby jabs. A lot of them, actually. That's confusing. What? Since when was that a thing? Right, we'll go with that. Look at the HRN window, says Equal Cosmos. HRN window. Which one? One there, one over here. What are we talking? What's wrong with the window? Anyway, we've had noises in the air while I've been waffling. Daniel259 has subscribed to Amazon Prime. McPlates has resubscribed for 2 months saying, hey, love your videos. Wish I could catch a stream more often. Gemini Triplets is here subscribing with Amazon Prime. And Doomio Lag is resubscribing for 26 months in a row saying, have a great weekend. Not sure you'll have a weekend, but still. I mean, the weekend is the weekend. For me, many of the days tend to roll one into the next. It feels like you know, being my own boss, not having a 9 to 5, so to speak. But I've got some plans for this weekend. Going to a wedding tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. And I'm going to start the day off with a cycle. I'm going to go cycling. Going to try and cycle, I reckon, for about at least 90 minutes. And then, you know, then I've got some stored up calories to burn, right? So I have some cake later. See, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking I'm going to be tempted by that cake. So I'm gonna get on it first thing. You know. Be a nice guy. Fix the window. The one the creeper walked through. What? The creeper walked through the. Oh, a creeper didn't blow up while we were streaming here, did it? I got no idea what you're on about in chat. Also, now people are saying dirt. What? What? What is this? Oh, from the video. Well, now you know why I'm confused. What we're talking about in the stream. So you want me to fix that window? When we're over there and closer to it, we can certainly take a look at doing that, right? Badger Spanner says cake or death. You know, eating cake is like almost entirely pointless from a nutritional point of view. But I mean, unless you're brought up not eating that stuff, those things are going to be big temptations. For me, it's like I do the best I can, and I know I'm gonna break and indulge every now and then. So do it right, you know. Do it on the day when it's there. Don't like do it when you're like, I'm gonna eat cake today. Like, no, wait until it's put in front of you, and then if you really can't resist, go for it. Anyway, so the idea for this line is that we're gonna use prismarine. I don't think a prismarine block like this has been used before, and we're also gonna design it so, I mean, we could get straight on this pretty much. So we'll go 1, 2, let's go 4 blocks, and then we drop down and we do this. We come up, but what I want to do different is have it go like that. So what I could do is have this as a double, which you don't see very often, right? Now, in terms of the rails being powered, we're going to need something to power them, not here, but in between. So, maybe a good idea to make it so there's always 5 blocks between each of these. Possibly even 7. I mean, we need to come over by like, yeah, we need to make it 5. Okay, so just going to reconfigure that, I think. Let me think. There we go. Okay, we got any more noises in the ear? We got Normal 71 resubscribing for 3 months in a row. Normal, thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the stream and having a good time. Thank you for your support. X, what startup script does Hermitcraft run on? Trying to improve my server performance, as said. Just vanilla. We're just vanilla Minecraft. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. And then the next one will appear there. Hopefully I did that right. I think I nudged myself over too far. I nudged myself over too far, wouldn't you know it? The window to the right of the road entrance is 4 wide instead of 3. Oh. So we've got a 3 wide one there. Yeah. Yeah, well spotted. Well spotted. Now I understand some of these window messages. Maybe they weren't talking about wells. Finally, says Ashley Fortnut. So, I mean, some of you weren't even talking about Wellses. And some of you were calling me a derp. I mean, this is just communication right here. Seb says, no, I mean the startup file you double click on the server. I mean, that's just the Minecraft jar, right? You know? It's just a vanilla server, dude. Crownsy says, X, have you seen the new updates in Hermitville with Iskau and Rendok? Looks pretty awesome to see the place progressing. I've seen it through their videos, or through Rens, I think. Or JVM arguments as Hermitcraft uses complicated. Don't know. Don't know, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I think we could already probably tell if this is going to make it or not. Also, what about height? Should this thing be lowering itself a little bit at a time? There's so many questions, right? So many questions to be asked. Okay, let's put that over here. We got a noise in the ear. And Emerald Faces Zapdos26 resubscribed for 43 months in a row, saying I'm feeling old. It's been a while, hasn't it, Zapdos? Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate your support. Hope you're enjoying the stream, hanging out with us as we work on a brand new HRN line. Okay, that was 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't I go back to make more slabs? And I have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there. Wait, no, it'd be there and there, I think. Yep. Which we could actually kind of get away with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's unfortunately going to go very close to Wells's house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the point where I think it would be kind of ugly. It'd be so close. See, here I am trying to do this with like a straight line approach. Maybe an organic approach would be better. Who knows? So what do we do from here? What's the take? I guess. I could possibly have this thing. I think what we'll do is we'll strip it back to what we started off, 4 blocks in between. I mean, it's quite instinctive to use odd numbers when building, but in the case of this one, we're going to go with 4. 4 will be our magic number. That will pull it over a couple extra blocks, which I think will be just fine. Might also help with the placement of the bone blocks around the roads. Right, where's my bed? Oh, I've left my bed somewhere. Actually, didn't we leave it over here? Winkleberg says having the day off means I'm home early enough for a Sumo stream. Always nice. Awesome, dude. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying your day. Goodness me, I've just looked at how many people are watching. My goodness me. 1,280 of you. I can't believe it. It's a resolution number right there. Some of you know what I mean. Some of you are geeking out. Monitor resolution. Oh yeah, it is. Jeez, numbers. I'm a number dork, I guess, as of right now. Yeah, peeps, hit that follow button if you ain't done so already. And if you're not following me over on YouTube, perhaps you're here browsing on Twitch, head over to my YouTube channel. It'll be linked below. And drop me a subscribe if you feel like it, because we're getting pretty close to 900,000. I know we're not going to make it today, but if growth continues as it has been for a while, then tomorrow I should hit 900,000. Now, I'm not really much of one for milestones. I mean, it's always nice to see them go by, but I don't make the biggest of deals out of them. But I thought I'd mention it. You know, if you wanna help out, go over there and subscribe, and you'll also catch some cool videos. I'm in that as well. Jeez, yeah, you know the deal. Almost at 900k, which is rather extraordinary. And you know, I think the thing with every milestone on YouTube is it's always been accompanied by, wow, I never thought I'd get that far kind of feeling, right? You know, could be creeping up on 1 million. That's bonkers. That's literally bonkers. Not in the wildest when I started, but you know, there's a point where you hit like 300k, then 400k, 500, and you start thinking, in a few years, if this is still going, you know, it might happen. And that seems to have been the case. We got noises in the air from iWelchio. Subscribing with Amazon Prime. iWelchio, thank you for your Prime subscription, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Having a good time hanging out with us. And we also got an Oculus. Doing the cheers. 1,920 of them. 1,920 saying, cheers, resolutions. Yeah, there's another one. There's another one of those resolution numbers, eh? Eh? Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. At one point or another, I'm probably going to get this wrong. So it's roughly that, and we'll double, triple check it, of course. So now it steers a little bit further away from Wells's building. I think what I'm going to do this time is start off with the diagonal, and then maybe later on we'll get a bit more freeform and curvy with something. Isn't it supposed to be 5 blocks between pillars instead of 4, says Conor McKay? I mean, it was until we changed it to 4. Crusader says, I haven't seen Grian new house on Hermit Street. He hasn't posted yet. What's it look like? I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. Did I make more? I'm pretty sure I wandered over here and told myself I needed to make more slabs. Also, did I pick up that bed after I slept in it? I did. That's good. That's good. Let's just make that because I know I'm going to use a lot of them. We've got a noise in here from Badger Spanner, who's gifting a sub to Linda Jeffermans. Thank you ever so much, Badger, for doing that. I appreciate you supporting peeps in the community with the gifting of the sub. Linda, if you're listening, you're now a subscriber here on the twitch.tv/theassumer. And Linda in chat says thanks for the sub. Awesome. Yeah, thank you again, Badger. Very nice of you to do that. Blue Jay says 1 block to the left, too many on the 3rd pillar. It could be so. It could be so. We'll catch it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got our pillars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and here's where we need to rejiggle the line again. So it's going to go like that. Yep, one here. What are the pressure plates on the ground for? I think they're leftovers from when Scar was operating in this area, you know? That's my theory. By the way, I've mentioned this in a couple of live streams and had no response in chat, but I really want to talk about The Wire. That show is incredible. It keeps popping in my head because I'm enjoying it so much. I'm watching it for like the 4th time and I'm absolutely loving it. It's so good. I'm already like a quarter of the way into season 4. Just can't stop watching it. It's so good. Never heard of it. Lol says usernames are very overrated. GD Bat says Omar coming. Hell yeah, I know, dude. You know, dude, even. Omar coming. I mean, it was literally the episode where he accidentally robs a stash house that I watched today, I think. It's so funny. It's in season 4. He just stands outside, lights a cigarette, and because of his reputation, someone drops the stash to him. It's unbelievable. Anyway, The Wire is an absolutely amazing show. It's like a really kind of like honest and blunt portrayal of the problems with like law enforcement and drug dealing and like lives in the poorest communities in American cities. And Glypho Texas, my dad just pulled 6 DVDs of The Wire off the shelves when you said that. 6 of them? Is there a 6th season I'm unaware of? Dude, watch it. It's such a great show. This is where I went wrong. Someone pointed this out a moment ago, but that's why we're double checking as we go along, right? So yeah, so Voyagerist says like 20 years ago, my mum and the head writer of The Wire were co-workers. Oh wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Half Monty Nunn says The Wire may be a bit adult for most of your demographic. Most of my demographic is young adults, so you'd be old enough to watch the show. Also, I'd like to think if you're watching me that you'd be, you know, somewhat on the mature side. I mean, it's not like I do stuff catered for kids, right? I mean, I don't feel like I do. Right, let's double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're working with invisible blocks now. I tell you what I'll do is I'll make them not invisible and put them there for now, like that. Yeah, because I've clearly made a mistake. Oh yeah, I also wanted this thing to like lower down a little bit, so I could probably consider that at some point. Yeah, that's one of my favourite episodes. Omar holds them up with no effort whatsoever. Yeah, he's just in his PJs with Cheerios. I mean, do you think he actually intended to hold them up? I kind of thought he didn't. He just stood outside, but maybe he did. I mean, it'd be like him to have done that. Anyway, the other thing is, with watching adult content, like, I started watching, you know, 18 rated movies or what when I was quite young. And I know that's like not how it's supposed to be, right? You shouldn't tell people to do that, but I really felt, and still do to this day, I felt like it was my own self that meant that I learned from that kind of stuff, and that I, you know, like sort of took it in a mature way, right? Like I kind of feel like watching that stuff sort of helped me grow up, if that makes sense, right? So that's coming down low way too quick, really. I think we just need to lower when we go across here, is the idea. Jimmy McNulty's one of the best characters from a TV series, says Dahl. Yeah, best, not in the best of ways though, just an incredibly well acted character, right? Because he's a pretty flawed person, although he does start to turn it around later in the show. Anyway, if you're, since people are discussing maturity, if you're of age to watch it, I highly recommend it. One thing to note is that the first season, when you first get into it, it's a bit of a slow burn to get into, and when you watch it again, which you will do, you can appreciate the pacing more. Watching season 1 after you've seen it once or twice, it's so much better than when you watch it the first time, because the show has this great knack of never feeding you the script, never feeding you the line. You pick it up from the characters, and the characters act in very realistic ways. So when it begins, it starts in a way where it's not trying to tell you, you need to watch this character, this person over here is going to be important. So when you watch it again, you kind of pick up on that more. But there's so many scenes where they cut off the dialogue short, or you know, kind of don't make it 100% clear, just because it doesn't need to be said or done. It's really, really good the way they do that. Anyway, right, so we're going to start lowering this thing at this point here, I think is the idea, and we'll use that method where we come to this bit to do it. So that'll be our first lowering of a track. What is he building right now? Says, well, Welker, is it? Building a HRN line right now. And talking about The Wire, which I absolutely love. Where can you watch it? Says eCrunk. It's a HBO show. I brought the Blu-ray recently. I've been waiting for that Blu-ray price to drop for years. I mean, maybe even 5 or more years, and I've never seen it budge, and I just went, oh, do you know what? I really want to watch this, I'll buy it. I waited long enough, it's not going to drop, so I'll just get it. Phonix says, TVs and movie ratings, especially in America, are always a bit overzealous. What do you mean by overzealous? I mean, are we talking about how people maybe get a little bit too enthusiastic? I feel like The Wire really warrants like being highly praised in the same way you would a Game of Thrones or a Breaking Bad. HRN is Hermitcraft Rail Network, right? Says Living Skeleton. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so now on to the next one. I would recommend listening to a band called Wire, says Bob. I have one of their records on my old playlists. They're lots of very short songs, right? Like all their songs like 1 minute each. I never really got started on that, and then the year ended and I started a new playlist. I always refresh my playlist at the end of the year, which is kind of silly, but that's how I do it. Why not talk about BoJack Horseman instead? Such a good show, and despite accolades, it still feels criminally underrated, says Sondrak. I watched a lot of that show, and although I would say it is good, I can't give it that praise. Here's the thing, right? We're talking about what shows should be praised and whatnot. At the end of the day, it all comes down to, like, our own personal experience, right? Like, we enjoy some things more than others. So for me, of what I've seen of BoJack Horseman, I wouldn't say much of its humour is strikingly original. I've seen like a lot of that format before in other shows, but it is good, it is well executed. The problem that I have with that show is that into its seasons it starts to just kind of like, you know, circle the same old themes again and again, and also like the main character is kind of detestable. He's just like a total slob in many aspects of his life. And it can be kind of tiring to just watch that over and over again, you know, that train wreck. So I do think it's a good show, just maybe a bit of a flawed one. Let's have a look. We've got a noise in here from the Camber, who's resubscribed for 2 months, saying keep up the awesomeness. Thank you ever so much, Camber. Appreciate your support. What are you building? Please tell, says Jack the Yak. We're building a HRN line. Okay, so all of this looks good so far. So I think we're going to drop down one more time here, and then that's going to be it. So the drop is actually where that block is. And then it would go like that, right? Yep. Except something's off. Where did I make a mistake here? No, there'd be a thing there. Right, so the mistake I made here. Wait, have I made a lot of mistakes? Let's backtrack a little bit. So I think that's correct. So that might be confusing me. There you go. No, we are on track. There would be one of these things here. NYX Blade 1 is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. And Justice Fool is subscribing with Amazon Prime for 4 months as well. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Sondralek, I see your big message there. It's about to pop off my screen. You're saying it's more about mental illness than it is about comedy. I guess so. Maybe I wasn't watching it from that angle. Voyagerist says, I agree so much I can rarely get into new TV shows for that exact reason. ITV series is designed to repeat. Oh, that message went off the screen. I mean, well, if you can't get into a TV series and you haven't tried The Wire, I mean, we're talking about an incredibly top-notch. Like, the show pulls no tricks is one thing I've noticed. There are occasional bursts of dramatics, maybe like a shootout in the street or something, but like a lot of what you see in the show is people talking to each other, and you know, in kind of like mild environments, and there's not a lot of flair to it, but it's how well built the storyline is and the characters and how realistic it feels and what it's trying to tell you. It's just so solid. Such an incredible show. And yes, Idris Elba is in it. Luther. Yeah, Badger, I've seen that show, you know, around and thought, oh, that might be one worth watching. It's very hard to pick. I try and find something that I really like and then go with it. Oh look, I made a mistake here, didn't I? Well, this is good, you know, we just keep building and double checking as we go. It's all good. One of them that I tried that was really quite well rated online was Suits, and I didn't really think too much of it, but I would say it's, for what it is, in its own little world, it's kind of at least well done. But yeah, I don't really try too much stuff anymore, just because I've found it difficult to find stuff that really sticks. And I'd like to find, you know, more good shows like that. But another thing is that I think the TV format is kind of aware of how people like to binge watch, and so some stuff is getting kind of like dragged about a bit. Like Stranger Things season 3, just feels to me like, from the difference from 1 to 2, 1 felt like really kind of special, and then 2 just felt like you found a way to make more out of this. And I can't help but feel like 3 is going to carry that vibe. I hope it's not so though. I hope I really enjoy it, but yeah, it just feels like not too often does something that good come along. Dexter is a good show if you haven't watched it, says Blaster. I haven't watched that one. I kind of got off-put by that just because I don't know, like, it sort of took the topic of serial killers. I mean, here's the thing, right? If you haven't actually watched it, then I'm not really going to know what I'm talking about, right? So, I should probably watch it first and then say something on it. This is the thing I've noticed time and time again. You'll hear me talk about it with music a lot. It's just like, you get these ideas in your head, like, oh yeah, I don't like that. Like, and then if you question it a bit, like I am now, it's like, well, I haven't actually seen that thing that I don't like, apparently. Who was that? Is that Stress? No, it can't be Stress. That must be Mumbo. You rarely see Mumbo flying over your head. I mean, my first thought was Grian, you know? Rarely see Mumbo playing those kind of tricks, you know? What new things do you hope get added to Minecraft, says the Creep? Inventory management, more inventory space, all of that kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking for, or looking forward to. Well, can't look forward to it because I don't think we're getting it, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then from there, I think it's going to pretty much be a straight line at that point. Let's collect some of this stuff. Double ender chests as Captain Soaps. I totally would be down for that. I was thinking about that the other day. It was like, why not? You know, it's the ender chest. I know some people are going to be like, oh, it's only one block. It can only have this much. Make a new rule. It's an ender chest. It's different. Double ender chest would go a really long way. I've noticed that in my ender chest, I can't really, even in shulker boxes, carry all the materials for doing big projects. I think with a double ender chest, you'd give players, you know, the ability to kind of have a reach at every single block in the game, right? You know, like you could, even if it's just like, hey, I want to see what this looks like with this material, you don't have to fly all the way back to your storage system. Try it out a little bit. Hey, yeah, I definitely want that. Then you can go get your bulk supply of it, right? You know, obviously you're going to carry around decent amounts of things you do actually use quite frequently. But yeah, that's just the way I look at that problem. Double ender chests would be terrific. I mean, maybe it's something we should put up on Minecraft suggestions. Voidress says, but what would the game be when you have a full double ender and open a single ender chest? There's full double ender and open a single... Just imagine you click on a chest and you get a double-sized inventory. That's it. You don't have to overthink it. Just, hey, new rule for the ender chest, it's going to be twice as big. I think that's terrific, because it's basically the game's backpack, right? And now with shulker boxes, we can put a ton of stuff in there. There used to be a time in this game where you would spend ages going back and forth between projects, carrying stuff. I remember we used to set up minecart rails to move things around, and all of that took a lot of time and resources in itself. So these conveniences of being able to whiz around the world with your elytra wings and your rockets, and they just empower you to have more fun. I really think it should be embraced. Anyway, so here's where the line's going to change a little bit now, because now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, and then it's going to make its way just over to that island. So these trees might become casualty. Might become casualty? Does that sound strange? Also, should I lower this one more block? I think I'm going to lower it one more block. Because it's going to go across the water, and I... Well, actually, it's kind of nice to walk under at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, no, we'll keep it like that, because it's nice to walk under. Casual trees, says Random. These trees will become casual trees. Wait, is that what I said? Casualties or did I totally just merge those things together? What did I say, peeps, in chat? Because some of you seem to be struck by it. I mean, if I said casual trees, then my brain probably did just combine the thought of trees and then becoming casualties. Oh, Badger says I said it properly. Y'all making me paranoid about my silly wording. Jeez, it's too easy to get me, isn't it? Too easy. Sounds like something you'd say, though. Yeah, it definitely does, Jess. Definitely does. Oh. Will there be a new Hermitcraft season, says Legak. Yeah, there will be a new Hermitcraft season. At some point in the future. Hey X, what's the orange wall called again? Orange wall? What's that orange wall called? Orange wall? Like wall? No, wait, what am I on about wall? You typed it, it's wall. Wall or wall? Come on, brain! I'm getting confused. Right, let's go down here. See, I don't want to remove the big one. I might have to just custom punch them out at some point, right? Like, I'm going to have to go and make this look good myself. See, that seems to be working. X wood, says Winnie. X wood? I'm so confused. Oh, orange wool. What, you mean a cha-cha wood? I don't know. Wasn't it Corrales who started the Achacha thing, says Connor McKay? Yes, it was Corrales. Achacha is the orange wood. Gotcha. Okay, so this thing looks kind of nice here. Obviously, you know, we're getting started. There's a long way to go. I think we need to start thinking about using stairs and other shapes in here, lamps, rails, all of it's got to come. But I'd like to quickly focus on a couple of other things in this area. So, I think I want to... Totally thought I heard a creeper hiss. It's the music. I think I would like to focus on creating this area in a way where, like, it's like, I don't know, like, we could throw down a load of bone meal. We just need to feel more finished. It just looks like an empty bit of grass that no one's filled in, right? We also want to bring steps down over here. I think what we might do to make this bit here work is make an exception. Now, exceptions are fine. You know, you don't always have to have your building be super symmetrical, let's call it, you know. Every little thing's the same on every side. You know, we had that window over there that was 4 wide. That could have, you know, that could have been a beautiful thing right there. But oh no. Oh no, you didn't want that window to stay 4 wide. You wanted to change it, chat. You wanted to change it. You wanted to make it conform with all the other windows that are 3 wide. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No individuality. None at all. So we'll make an exception on this side. And that is to actually bring these steps inwards. And then it will start a little bit further on the outside down here. So let's have our steps come like that. And now they're closer to the ground. And I think that looks pretty good actually, like that. So now the question is, what do we do with this space down here? I could build it up with a little bit of dirt around it. Or I could... Actually, I like the idea of... I've got a couple of ideas. I was thinking of using fences for a second. We could also go with that. Or maybe use slabs, because stairs is so much more predictable, right? Kind of like that, that's alright. Are you aware of the Hermitcraft fandom, says Randon. Just happens to rhyme with your name, does it? What is the Hermitcraft fandom? Because that word could simply just be applied to fans of Hermitcraft, of which I am aware there are them, funny enough. I mean, I've got a feeling a few Hermitcraft fans are watching this stream. You know, just a little bit of an inkling that some people here might consider themselves a fan of Hermitcraft. And can we get a show of hands in chat, perhaps? What do you mean by Hermitcraft fandom and me being aware of it? Like, that question itself is kind of like, you know, am I aware that the people are watching? I believe we're here in the chat belongs to the fandom, says Kim. This mysterious fandom. I literally need a box of dirt. I hate it when I need a box of dirt, because it's like, it's all the way back somewhere else. We got a noise in the ear. Bix1231 has subscribed to Amazon Prime, and Technu Fox has subscribed to Amazon Prime as well. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Badger Spanner says, I hate Hermitcraft. Quick, someone ban! Someone ban immediately. Okay, let's craft a few of these. Why am I doing it like this? I don't know. Doing it the old school way today, apparently. Let's make another batch. That should be enough. Galileon666 is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate the support. Hope you are enjoying the stream. I think I'm going to push this back one more again, actually. One more again, I say. One more again. That means I'm going to need a little bit of grey concrete up in here. Okay, and then pretty much everything there gets ripped out also. Whoopsie. Hermitcraft, I thought this was a Minecraft stream. Could have fooled me, says Feather. I mean, it's Minecraft on the Hermitcraft. Not as good as the time X called me Banager. Jeez, did that really happen? I mean, yeah, of course it did. Of course it happened. Ugh. Ugh. No. We were so close. There we go. Does that actually look a little bit uglier now, do you think? It's not so bad. You've got to get the balance right, you know. Got to get the balance right with these things. Okay, this is tricky. Oh, God! Placing the block in the wrong place. Now I've got to do it from down there. Goodness me. So what do you reckon, peeps? Is that a good balance? I think it is. I think if we had this thing coming further forward, it would just be too much coming out into this area. I do, however, think that we would be smart, perhaps, to transform this a little bit. Yeah, so we only have a bit like that, and then we have land around this area, which I'm going to have to shape to some extent, right? So maybe if I bring this out a little bit in several directions. And we're out, so we need to go get more dirt. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll bring it across, and then we'll have some steps and eventually make its way down to here. I think that was just a little bit too much of the old quartz going on. And we've got a noise in the ear from Cake Work, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Cake Work, thank you ever so much for your Prime subscription. I do appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for the support. Let's go tuck these things away. We needed a couple of this particular type of block. I'll put it there so I don't forget. And now we've got to fly back to my base, I guess. Jeez. All the way back there, eh? Let's make sure we've got plenty of rockets then. And we've got a noise in the ear from Tyler Rosier. Tyler Rosier says, X, my eyes are burning. If your eyes are burning, put them out with some water and then immediately check yourself in at a hospital. Dude, thank you so much for the cheers and the bits. I appreciate it. I need some water. I need some water right now. Whew. Oh, eye break. Oh, I get it. I forgot about the old eye break. I'm good right now. I'm good. I'm going to keep going. Oh my goodness me. Woo! If you need water, tilt your elytra downwards and plunge into the ocean, says Half Rice. Oh yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Funny. Who's clever, eh? Who's clever? You're clever, aren't you? Oh, ow! Oh, my face. My poor little face. Good thing I'm wearing this Doom Guy mask today. So, all that I need is that. But maybe that's not all that I need. Oh, that's what I need. A box of leaves. Hell yeah. Right, we're taking those with us. Oh, and literally this stuff was the other thing I was thinking would be useful. Sweet. That is some good grab right there. There's some good grab. I don't know why I'm calling it grab. In the absence of other words, it'll be called grab. Collecting things from base now. Silver Millsley, thanks for the nice message. I'm glad you like the build. Mumbo's island here is looking a little bit overgrown, you know, a little bit neglected there. Gee, some leaves crawling over it. Mumbo's base, by the way, would have been perfect where the Sahara building is. The fact that the Sahara building there is there now is fine. Just when we got started, no one was in that area and Mumbo was building like the perfect base for it. Wow, look, this is a HRN station right here. You know, it kind of puts mine to shame, doesn't it? Look at what Scar's doing. Absolute madman. Oh, this is great. SJ Boy says X laughs at his own jokes because no one else does. Oh jeez, my poor little feelings. Oh no. No one laughs at my jokes but me. Well, at least someone's laughing at them, right? Am I right, peeps? Am I right? Someone's laughing at these terrible jokes. Oh, otherwise they would die and go to joke hell. Or heaven. I don't know how that works. Right, sleeping at bedtime. Wolf with a Soul says I laugh at them. Good to hear. Even the rubbish ones. Even the ones that aren't funny. Who built that sphere by TFC's base, says Voyagerist. I think TFC built it. Joke Limbo, says Badger Spanner. Off to Joke Limbo. Right, we need to get down to some serious business now. Serious business, I mean, peeps. I'm gonna need stone brick stairs. I'm gonna need dirt blocks. Let's go do this. I've got too many rockets. We got a noise in the ear from none other than Big Merc77, resubscribing for 29 months in a row. Saying good evening / afternoon for you. Glad to be subscribing to you for so long. I thoroughly enjoy the content. Keep up the terrible jokes, air quotes. Thank you so much, Big Merc. Appreciate your message. Glad you're still enjoying what we're up to here. We also got Steinchen24 subscribing with Amazon Prime. Steinchen, thank you ever so much, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, my sense of humour is like, I kind of like terrible joke. Like, I like what was cringe before it started being called cringe and became like a meme thing or whatever. Like stuff like The Office. I love that kind of like observational aspect of things. And so to me, some of the funniest stuff is things that aren't funny. And then that's kind of like transformed into this weird sort of like, now I know that it's not even funny, and that's what kind of makes me chuckle. But yeah, that's a bit meta right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll go down again. See, nice distancing, nice spread. Oh, geez, you failed to place the block correctly. I'm supposed to be a professional Minecrafter. Okay, let's pick that back up. So we're going to need blocks in these 3 bits right here, going all the way across. And I'm going to need to get out of here before a zombie bites off my head, right? Gah! Okay, we landed. You forgot about the creeper hole, didn't you? I mean, maybe. Like, I knew it was there because I was looking at this area earlier and thinking that creeper hole's made everything ugly. Anyway, that's a good way for it to connect right there, I think. Is Minecraft a job, says Captain Soaps. You know, I think if you just say, is Minecraft a job, is like, is watching movie a job? It is for someone. Some people are paid to watch movies. Critics or people who, you know, editors or people who watch them. Like initial screenings to give feedback. I mean, there's all kinds of jobs. I would like to think that my job isn't so much just playing Minecraft, it's being creative and entertaining, right? And Minecraft is the canvas in which that happens. If I could do that on other games, maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. I've certainly tried to do it with other games. Speaking of which, I've had a real hankering to play City Skylines again. Been watching Biffa's traffic management stuff and just really liking the idea of creating a big city where the traffic actually flows, you know? Okay, so we'll use this as a kind of a guise here. Now the question is, Do you think this area should be completely unkept, or should we go for like a lawn approach like Wells has on the other side? I think it makes sense to have this side as a lawn. Or maybe not. I mean, let's... Oh, we should also put some trees in this area. I don't know. X, there is an endermite. I thought I could hear one. People are saying lawn. True Purple says unkept, though. I mean... Oh, jeez. Golden TNT MSD 14 is here, resubscribed for 31 months, saying, I've run out of funny things to say for a sub-anniversary, so hi, Mum! Oh, awesome. Thanks, dude. Thank you for 31 months. That's amazing. Quite a bit of mixed response in chat. I mean, I think we've got to think about structure here. It would make sense for there to be some structure just around this path. Okay. Invisible force field. What was that about, eh? What on earth was that about? So if this side's going to be a bit more kept, I think it needs a bit more space, obviously, before we get to this more unkept area. So we're going to build up this bank here and fill in all the space to my right, most likely. And we'll just do that a block at a time. How many personas do you have, says Randon. Do you mean like Turtle Guy and Lava Dolphin and all that kind of stuff? Because I tell you what, those Patreon posters that I made, I say I made, that I got made, Mixinu made them. They're so amazing. I really like to do something with those elsewhere outside of Patreon. I don't know where they would go, like maybe on my website or something. But those caricatures, I can't even say it, are terrific. So it needs to get a little bit higher up here. Let's go grab some materials. You could add a groundskeeper, says Oculus. Yeah, it's one of the things I'm not good at is adding characters into the world. Like I see other people doing it with armor stands, and I know it's a case of putting down an armor stand, but like it was a bit, I don't know, just something that doesn't come naturally to me. I feel bad for asking, but what's the lava dolphin, says Wolf with a Soul. Do you want to know what a bad question is? The one you just asked. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I was being mean. The bad question is the one that doesn't get asked. You know, if you want to know something, ask away. It's a good thing to do is to ask questions when you want to know stuff, right? That's how we learn. That's how we grow. So yeah, anyway, the lava dolphin is just this spontaneous moment where I needed to go get lava. And I jumped into the lava with a fire potion and a camera account, and I had my elytra on, and I didn't expect to see the elytra activate and do all this quirky stuff in the lava. So I threw on some fun music to it, and we kind of birthed this really weird moment where we had a lava dolphin. And it was in an episode from last season, I believe. So if you like the sound of that, I mean, I'd like to say go check it out, but I don't know what episode it is to tell you how to get there, so good luck finding it. Okay, I'm feeling like that's quite good now. That's got the vibe we want. The grass will spread, but we've got to make it a lawn, and I think I'm going to make mine the opposite direction to Wells over on this side. What we're also going to need is like a cut-off point as well, where we see that the like unkept area is beyond, and I think we're going to have to do that with fence posts. I'd like to do the same thing under here as well, actually. Apparently it's episode 664. Awesome, okay. And now people are putting the dolphin emote into chat, the lava dolphin emote. Assume, are you going to release the full Hermit data pack folder? Says Stevad Official. It's been released since the beginning of the season. Okay, let's go over here, maybe chuck away some of this clutter. Stupid clutter, get out of my inventory. Alright, I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to take some leaves. I'm not going to go with spruce, actually. I wish we had jungle. I need some more jungle up in here. I need to go to a jungle and just fill up on them. Since we're limited, I think actually we'll bring in the birch. So we got that to work with. That's going to be on the other side, so that's the unkept bit. What else did I need over there? I'm probably just going to end up walking back and forth. You know how it is. It's 5 minutes into episode 664. Well, there you go. X, have you heard of the survival games? The survival game Green Hell, based in Amazon rainforest. Absolute riot. And very challenging. Still in development, but absolutely stunning already, says any. I mean, tweet it at me, dude. Is that a game? It sounds like a computer game you're describing. Haven't heard of it, but I can sure enough take the time to check it out. So yeah, this is like right above the most inconvenient place for it to be. Is that a fair assessment of what's going on here? So I think we're going to bring it about as far as that for now. Someone else says, yes, it is a good game. Good to know. X, have you heard of Gabriel Iglesias? Dude, isn't that the guy who steals jokes? I'd hate to get that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the dude on Netflix who steals jokes from people. It is the guy. South Park laid into him for doing that, and so have other people as well. Yeah, that guy's a known joke thief, I believe. It's a survival game that needs a lot of work, says Jess. Let's go check on something. Right, these go all the way up to the... Well, not all the time, or do they? Oh, Wells, you missed one. Oh, gosh. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from Wells. No. Sure, you don't mean Dane Cook on that, says Jad Selena. I've heard the name Dane Cook, but not a story about stealing jokes. I'm pretty sure it's Gabriel Iglesias who's, like, basically known for going to comedians' shows when they're testing out new material and stealing it. But I'm just sort of repeating what I've heard in a couple of other places, you know. Isn't it Carlos Mencia? Oh, okay. Okay, got ya. Right, now I've got the two of those swapped in my head then, which is kind of sad, because, because I think that other guy's got a new special on Netflix, and I saw it and I just went, oh, that's the guy who steals jokes, like, I don't want to watch that. Where it's actually apparently someone else. Well, thank you to all of you verifying that. You know, like I was saying, I hate to get something like that wrong. Gabriel is the big Mexican dude, Fluffy. Yeah, I've watched one of his, actually, before I knew that he stole jokes, except wrong person, right? And I thought it was alright. It was very, very warm and light-hearted sense of humour, you know? The person who makes me laugh the most out of any comedian is always Ricky Gervais. I mean, it might be just because that's kind of like one of the first big comedians that I got into, but, like, that guy, I can listen to those old comedies I've heard time and time again, and it'll always get me in stitches. Absolute stitches. So we've got a noise in the ear donation here from Linda Jeffermans, saying a little incentive to keep you going, or HRN will never run on time. Also, can you help Python build an item filter on his LP? Python, I was talking to Python earlier, so if he needs any help, you can always reach out. If I remember, I'll message him about it. Yeah, of course he can. And thank you so much for the donation. In terms of needing incentives, I mean, the project itself is incentive enough to work on it. Just so happens, I was talking to Ren, and Ren was like ready to kick back into gear on this project anyway. So the fact that I just did this right as he was going to get back into it, I think we're just like giving each other a bit of a boost at the moment. Because I'm invested in this project too. It's fantastic, and I want to... Right, I remember why I came over here now, you know. Took me a while. Torches. We're going to put down torches like everywhere else in this area, even though it's not the prettiest thing to do. Linda in chat says I'm a huge fan of Tom Allen and Richard Ayoade. I don't think I've heard of the second, but I think I've heard of Tom Allen. Those are not names I've heard in the comedic circle. I mean, here's the thing, peeps. Like, there's just whatever it is you want to talk about, right? Things run deep. Especially something like music, you know. You'll be amazed just how much there is out there. It's rather incredible. You know, we're 7 billion people, and lots of those people are making all kinds of stuff. That's better. That's where I want to get to, right? I think we're going to end up using this tree as like the kind of border of our unkept area, if you like. The difference between the two spots. That one there's going to be one, isn't it? Yeah, like that. Kitten says, X, are you going to build a switching system yourself or let Iskal build it? I'm just going to copy what Iskal built. That seems to be the logical way in my mind of doing it. I think that one should go down by one. So we get a little bit of variety of what blocks are showing, you know. Whoopsie. This bit here should probably, yeah, be something like that. Which then means that one and that one. Although this is, I was going to put one there. This is kind of like the end of the line for it, really. Let's have this thing go out sort of dynamically, right? Like it goes there, then here, and then as far as that block. Although I have managed to fill that in, so we'll take it back. Cool. Speaking on British comedy, ever seen What Is Your Opinion? Yes, Mr. and Yes, Prime Minister? I'm not sure. Are they? Oh, they old ones. I don't know. I can't remember if I've seen those ones or not. Okay, anyway, on to the other side. I'm going to do it like that, one at a time. Old school British humour, says Kitten. Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff I do and I don't. I mean, it's so... I find it like... Everything's a little bit hit and miss. You never know what you're going to like, right? And I like to like, but with comedy, as much as I love a good comedy, it's not one of those things I'm broadly into. Like with music, I can be pretty broadly into it. Like, a lot will do, let's say. You know, I'll word it like that. There's a lot that will do. I'm a bit more specific with stuff like comedy. I've tried lots of some of the old school classics like Richard Pryor or what's his, George Carlin or something. And although I can definitely appreciate it, I don't know, it just feels like in the world of comedy, once you've heard like the newer iteration of the same old ideas, just the newer stuff that you've known first just feels a little bit more like your thing. I think it might be a good idea to have grass along the side here, along the side of the path, but we'll leave it as so for now. How about dark humour, says Captain Soaps. Dark humour is my cup of tea, right there. Like someone like Jimmy Carr puts me in stitches. Yeah, I absolutely adore dark humour. I think it's often misunderstood as well, like what the point of the joke is. Slip says musical comedy. You know, I can't think of one off the top of the head, which don't surprise me because I've always struggled with musicals. I don't know, like a lot of musicals don't really do it for me, I guess. You know, being a musical guy, apparently. You know, a music person. Yeah, a lot of musicals have never really done it for me. So, we now have... Yeah, I want to do that. Just so it pops out a little bit more there. Yeah, we now have a nicely kept lawn. Now we need ways of separating them. Ironically, the existing grass here is doing a good job of visualizing that. Let's go grab a couple of bone blocks, by the way. The South Park movie is a great musical, says Oveb. It is, yeah. There's one that I've enjoyed, but it's not like a traditional one, right? It's like someone reaching across the boundary. So, because you know South Park, it kind of helps you get along with that, I guess. Tim Mitchin is good, says Shade Grey. He's alright, I've seen him live, actually. Who did you take the bones from? They're my own bones, dude. And I reminded myself earlier that my bone farm, the old one, has kind of been replaced by a new AFK farm that we've been working on, the multi-farm project, whatever you want to call it. So this facade here is going to need a little bit of a fix-up. I think it might be quite simple. I think we might just put grey concrete there, you know. Life of Brian versus the Holy Grail X, says Conor McKay. That's a tough one, you know. Those Monty Pythons are classic. I think I might have to go with the Life of Brian. There's a couple of jokes in that slay me. Like, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. And what's the other one where the Judeans people front and all this? No, we're the people's front of Judea. Absolutely classic. Oh, still great. We're all individuals, says Conor McKay. That's a great one. That's a great one right there. Yeah, that kind of works. Just nice and clean, really, isn't it? I feel like something should hang off of those grey bits, but... Or maybe they should just go downwards into the ground. Oh, I've got an idea brewing in my brain space now. The brain space be brewing with the ideas. Not enough. Not enough of this. I would like to make a formal complaint. Do we have... Too many shulker boxes. Yes, we do have too many. Where's the thing I'm looking for? I'm just going to have to make some more. Effort. Okay, gravel. Where be that sand? There be that sand. So let's take a quarter of each. These, by the way, should always be full up. That'll do, and now we need dyes. More and more chests. The chest monsters are here. Splitters! What are we saying splitters in capital letters for? X, do you enjoy physical comedy, says Low Enter. I mean, I enjoy like, you know, a joke that's physical, but maybe not specifically that. Like, when you say, do you enjoy physical comedy, I'm now thinking like, you know, drama clubs that are like dedicated to it or something like that. I don't know. Let's go play some break. Play some breaks and blocks. Where are we going to do it? In the water. Good idea. Good idea. You know, whenever I see sugarcane like this, it always makes me think of like that first bit of Minecraft when everyone goes and builds a farm on the shore. But the way it's broken up here actually kind of works pretty well, I think. Spaceballs is funny in a deadpan way, says Kitten. Yeah, I've seen that one. That one's kind of funny. Okay, here we go. What was going on in chat there? Oh, that shouldn't be displayed. Let's go game rule. No, that's not the one. There we go. Right. Is there ever going to be a new season, says Mr. Lukey. Yeah, probably. You know, there's been 5 other seasons before this one, so I'd put money on it that there'll be another one after this. You know, but that's just me. That's just me. Using my intuition, following my nose, so to speak. Okay, I reckon it should go down like that. Kind of gives it a bit of like an anchoring industrial vibe. You know, this pulls it down to the ground. And not only that, I think it'd be a great idea to throw in a whole bunch of this just back here. I really fill it up. Right, now do I want to hide some lighting underneath these bushes here? I guess it's going to be the unkept area, so I don't think that'd actually be very smart. That works really well, actually. And we need lighting across here, don't we? So I think we're going to start off with the old unfortunate grid of torches. We'll try and keep it in a grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. Just gotta line it up with the other side. And we'll extend it out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That kind of works for me. Yeah, I never really liked the whole grid placing or torch spam or whatever you want to call it. It's got to be done sometimes, but this game needs some more options with lighting and whatnot, doesn't it? I think beacons that prevent mob spawning would be utterly fantastic. Really would. Okay, and now I'm going to come over here and torch spam a little bit, because that area under there is going to need similar treatment to this side, isn't it? Oh, we could put water flowing out and going into the river. That would look kind of cool. Mega torch, says Salamander. I don't think it should be a torch. That's like a modded idea, right? I think it should just be something that you can use. People keep asking about Mario Maker. You know, I love a good old Maker level type game, but I just wouldn't have the time for it. So I probably won't be playing Mario Maker. But I guess, I don't know, like, there's other things that I'd rather do. Like, if I found myself playing Mario Maker, I'd probably thinking, I should be playing guitar or writing a song, you know what I mean? So, it's like a lower priority. It's something I'm interested in, but it's not much of a priority. However, you know, it is a really cool thing, being able to make your own Mario levels. I really like game design. I'm always interested in it. I even watch, like, videos on YouTube about game design. I've even done my own Minecraft game design before, right? Gold Rush, Skybridge Wars. I mean, what was it originally called? Rush, you know, Bed Wars that you see on all the servers. Like, I used to do a lot of that, dabbling with the old mini-game maps, is what we kind of called them at the time. And yeah, so I'm really into like game design. That stuff's fascinating. And when you play it on like the 2D side-scrolling, you know, type of game, all the elements of the game design become kind of restricted. But that's in a good way, because you can really focus and see like what the game is about, like what the level is about even. Loenza says, did you invent Bed Wars? I don't know if I invented it, but I certainly came up with it, and then it appeared on a lot of servers. That's just kind of how things worked back then. Like, you know, there was a time when the community used to recognize people who did stuff, at least in the Redstone area. But then again, that's just like my perception of how it was working. Anyway, I made this game called Rush. It was kind of born out of a similar game that revolved around players respawning next to their bed. But anyway, we created our own version called Rush, and we just played it and goofed around like people in the Plot World community and my staff and whatnot, like just having a blast, you know, playing this Minecraft concept. And then we released it and it became really popular. We did the beast mode sort of like indoors version of it, and then one day someone came to our server and was like, yo, like this server has Bed Wars on, did they get permission? And I was like, no, but you know, like, it's not really, like, I have this feeling like it's not really yours once you put it out in the world, right? Once you create something and put it out there in the world, it's everyone's, and then if people don't like say anything about it or like give you credit, then it is what it is, really. Again, I don't even know, you know, maybe someone just came up with the same thing at the same time as well. It can happen. But I think the real problem is just, it's the wildfire nature of it, you know. One person copies one person to another server, and that's all it takes for like something like Who Made It to disappear, right? Like just passes the buck once and then, you know, it's gone forever. Let's Bigoo says, Hypixel and Mineplex used to create new games within a week of each other that are essentially identical and claim them. Yeah, it's because they're operating in the same market, right? So they want to, you know, have what the competition has, so to speak. Where's the vid on that, says King Obvious. The video on my channel is called Rush. So just search Assume Avoid Rush. The trailer, I think, is a game of being played very fast. And it's very bare bones, that game, as well. It's all about hiding your bed, and then you used to have like a token system where you'd be fed you know, stuff to trade with villagers. Right, should we put water flowing out here and down into the river there? I think actually it might look a little bit silly, but I like that we've done that. There was another concept game I made as well that was really cool, and we kind of lost the map. But we made one where you're in a bedrock box, right? Let's actually do a little building to show this. So you're in a bedrock box, right? We can imagine that that's a box in Minecraft and you're playing inside of it. So let's say the box is that kind of shape. You would have like an area in this section over here with one team, an area in this section over here with another, and then you would have like a wall of dirt, a wall of stone, and then you would start to get stuff like wood, I think was before stone. So it was like dirt, wood, then stone, and then stuff like bookshelves and lapis, and then all of a sudden, like, you'd slowly, as you got further and further towards the middle, you get all these elements that let you make different types of things. Like you'd get blocks of iron, and then in the middle you had XP spawners that would give players XP that were nearby, and then you could use that to enchant. That was a really cool game. I don't think we ever released that. I can't really remember what happened to that one. But I love that aspect of YouTube, and I always get very fond of it and want to go back to doing it again. But the problem is, it's a really big time sink, and I don't have like enough time myself or the kind of team that I would need to develop that stuff anymore. So it's like a part of what I used to do on YouTube that is no more. For those of you who've been around a long time, you'd remember like periodically, back in 2014 probably, that there'd be like, oh, a new minigame map that I'd put out. Barty Jabaz says, cool game. Yeah, do you know what? I might revisit that idea because it was such a simple thing to set up, and there may be more aspects now inside of the game itself that could be put to use to make that itself more interesting, right? Or depth. I'm not sure about too much of it leaking over, but a little bit is probably a good idea. So anyway, over here I'm thinking this is like the overgrown side, right? I really love how the HRA station is turning out, says Seb. It's turning out fantastic, isn't it? It really is. This over here, though, is going to need a little bit more thought. I think it needs a couple of extra blocks in the palette. Everything on this side is good. Oh, by the way, we never put more torches down. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in theory, yeah, it doesn't... squeeze in an extra one there. Actually, we could try and keep it going. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll keep it going over to there. What about this area here? Now, I'm thinking we need some sort of border, like a fence. And what else has been used in this area? I mean, we could use end rods for a fence, but they would look like cattle, sort of electric fence thing, right? What material? I mean, maybe go with stone wall. Or what other types of wall are there now? You see, it would be nice just to look at all the blocks in the game sometimes. Oh, are there going to be spoilers here? No! Oh no! No! Oh, now everyone knows that I'm going to build with purple blocks. Oh. Oh, I might as well resign from YouTube. Goodness me. Okay. Sandstone might look okay in that area, although we might be throwing in too many colours and materials, you know. Stone brick wall will probably be a sensible option. I think we might have to go with stone brick wall. Or oak. Classic oak fence. Diorite. No. Doing it right with the diorite. That's what I say. Stone bricks then. The bricks that are made of the stone. Let's give this one a shot. I don't know what block's going to go under it. Oh, I guess probably just grass like that, yeah? With that, I mean, it's probably just going to... Oh, I know. Oh. Ooh. Oh, I've got an idea, peeps. Our Are you in suspense? Oh my goodness me, what's the Sumer gonna do? Oh, I'm teasing you, I'm keeping you waiting. Okay, I know, it's just Minecraft, okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's somewhere... No, it's not in that one, it's in this one. Ooh, yeah. Aha! It looks good. Does it need to be evenly spaced? Every 3? Can we do that? 1, 2, 3. Nah, I don't know. Wouldn't that make it 4 if I put it here? Move that across by 1. Let's goof around with it. Slow brick walls. We could throw in the occasional mossy one as well. So that would put you there. And then it would be 1, 2, 3. See, then you've got a gap of 3. Okay, I'm going to put the next one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 there. So this time we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then it'll be that one. And then we've got some wigglies. Some jiggly wigglies. All the way over here. And I think I'll put one right there. So how's that? That feels kind of good, actually. I like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here. Some people are saying too many lanterns. Maybe. I can always change it later on. For now though, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think that might be the end of it. And I think I'm going to put some regular stone bricks underneath. Hey, we used up every single one. So it looks a bit more foundational now, right? Okay, so what do we need to do? What we could do is tidying this up a little bit. We need to grab more, we got more, sweet. And then do I have any mossy in there? I got one mossy. Oh dear. Smooth stone underneath. Seb, that's probably a far better idea. Oh, look at that. I had loads of light grey in here. All along, eh? All this time. Ah, I don't have any smooth stone. Probably would look better, wouldn't it? Lizzie Best says, so, Suma, as a British citizen, do you like our Treason Day? You know, I know you're telling a joke and having a little giggle, but I don't even think like that about it. You know, like I'm not a country person or whatever, right? Like it all just lands in the side. Jeez, it's all just lines in the sand. Lines? I don't even know what I'm saying. Like countries, we're all people. So I don't really have any kind of like you know, feeling about it or anything like that. It's just, hey, it's history, man. All these people in the past made crazy decisions and crazy stuff happened, and we're just the people living with it today, right? The consequences of it. That's why if we're not entrenched in thinking like that like they were, we can make better decisions, smarter decisions for all of us, because we live in a big, you know, interconnected society now in a way. And that's where we are. Yeah, that looks really nice like that. That was a good call. Okay, then the rest of this being grass I'm kind of cool with. Maybe there's a bit off, but that's fine. Let's go. We've got to sort these blocks out. Start to tuck some of this stuff away is what I'm thinking. Okay, I don't know where I got these rails from, but I'm just going to go chuck them on the track. Sandra Lex says, as long as every country except a select few manages to have people who can pronounce my name, it is all the same. Who needs anything when you can get that smug feeling if superiority is from getting to correct people on how to pronounce your name each time. I feel like you're making a joke at my expense, and I'm too dumb to understand it. Okay, let's continue. Right, so we had a box of leaves. We're going to put these things back into them. Then we had a box full of dirt. I'm also going to chuck that in there. Got a couple of redstone things on me. Okay, we had a project chest for some of this stuff. Bone blocks. Right, let's get rid of these ones because they're making those walls look weird. Oh, do I have any torches? Yep, lights and stuff. And we've done something horribly wrong then. Because there is stuff in here that should not be in here, apparently. Tools! No, wait, that's... Oh, wait. I think I know what I put in here. That one. Ha. And that one. Aha! Got them. So those are our project chests for this project. Sweet. So somewhere in here I had... Yeah, those blocks. So that'll do in that corner. Over here it's a bit busier. Got a bit more work to do. You know, one of the things that's important, I think, when you do this kind of landscaping is try not to make it look like the blocks are just in the right position to kind of suit your needs, right? Like have a little bit of a bulge like that. You see, it'd be very easy for me just to put in the bare minimum so we have a little bit of a slope coming off of these blocks up here, right? That's what you've got to avoid when you do this stuff. Like, I shouldn't leave it like it is right now, because then it just looks like those were placed here for that. In this corner it's a bit ropey, so I'll drag it out a bit. See, now it kind of looks a little bit less like it was built just for that wall, which I think is important. Whew, so this area is going to be filled up with leaves and whatnot. Oh. Lizzie Best says, are you going to watch the third place match for the Women's World Cup? Oh, when is it? Yeah, I really wanted to watch some of that, and I just seemed to miss everything. And then I couldn't watch the semi-final because I was at a gig in London, and I probably wouldn't have been able to watch the final. I'm assuming the final is tomorrow, right? Actually, it probably isn't if there's the third place game. Well, the third place is probably tomorrow, and the final is Sunday. That'll be typical. Then I could watch the final, so not all bad. Rowanito111 has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Rowanito, thank you ever so much for subscribing. I appreciate your support, dude. Hope you're enjoying the stream today. Hope you're having a good time hanging out with us, eh? Right, I'm going to have a couple of bits of these leaves occasionally, you know, flow over the edge of the wall. Always good to do that. And yeah, this is just going to become like an overrun area. Why does some of it have stone under it but the rest have grass? Just for a little bit of variation, right? Like it becomes a bit more visible on the side here. Just change it up, you know, chuck in some stone, give this area a little bit more character from the other spots. Can we get away with that? Yeah, it looks alright. It's on Saturday at 4 o'clock. Ah, I won't be able to watch it then, Tuxie. Is that the third place? Yeah, okay, third place game tomorrow. So I'm assuming the final's on a Sunday, so I'll probably watch the final. I was having a discussion, though, with my mate the other day about, like, what level it is, because, I mean, when we go to football, I have these discussions, like, I would say, like, if a team wanted to have, like, a woman footballer, I don't see why not. Like, I think playing side by side is fine, but obviously, like, men are going to have a physical advantage. And so we were talking about, like, what is the level of Women's World Cup football compared to English football, right? The different tiers of it. And I would have, like, just off the top of my head thought, probably like League One Championship. But I got to say, of the small amount of it I've managed to watch, it really feels like there is like a way bigger difference between men and women's football than that. So like the question we were talking about is like, where would the best of the women fit in the men's game? Would any of them be able to like compete at the top level? Because if they opened up the doors and said, all right, when men and women can play together now, there would be loads of clubs, I would have thought, that could, you know, pick out some of the best women player and bring them into the squad. It's like having a whole new, fresh batch of like football players to get your hands on, so to speak. And yeah, Jimbo says 15-year-old boys can beat professional women's soccer team. Yeah, that's the thing that they were bringing up. They were saying that the women's team played the under-16s and like got thrashed basically. It's just the physicality of it. Like, it's a different game. And one of my mates made an interesting point that when you go lower down the leagues, physical players become more prominent as well. When you go to like the conference level, which is the 5th tier, right, skill becomes less of a factor because physicality is more dominant. All of a sudden you start seeing really big burly centre halves and people who can throw their weight around, and so even at that level it's going to be difficult to kind of integrate, right? But yeah, anyway, it's all like speculation, because you just gotta like weigh up what you're watching against other types of football that you've watched, and can't really actually compare. But could men play in women's teams, says Jacob? Well, we all know what would happen if that were the case, right? Like, you know, some of the best players in men's football going into the women's, it would just be one way. Damashu says, I've seen some female rugby players outplay men. Ah, well, here's the other thing, right? So, there's this woman runner who's been sort of banned from competitions on the premise of having too much testosterone. So, testosterone is more commonly available in men, but occasionally some women born who have a lot of testosterone, and it's, you know, it's one heck of a hormone because it builds up the physicality of your body and whatnot. And, oh, that looks kind of bad, the way the wall connects to the leaf. Don't like that. No, that's going to have to go. Yeah, anyway, she's, like, been ruled out from running with other women because she has too much testosterone, which is just mad, but it kind of points out the fundamental flaw of competing, which is we're trying to compete to see who's, you know, better than someone else, but the reality is you're watching genetics play out for the most part, right? Like, someone who trains a lot but let's say doesn't have a lot of testosterone or the right kind of body structure to be a runner is probably going to be outrun by someone who's just naturally gifted, you know, has the right genetics, right sort of body shape, lots of testosterone, whatever, you know. Like, genetics plays a role. It's not the only role, but it plays a role. And yeah, it's just the way it is, you know. So, like, how would we define categories in the future if men and women were allowed to compete together? Like, it would be about testosterone levels, this type of attribute, that type of attribute, and then it's like, the more you refine that, the less difference there is between the people that participate together. It's like, it shows the fundamental flaw with trying to make competition fair, is that you're trying to look at the difference between people, right? It's the same for anything, even like intelligence related things. We're all different from one another physically and mentally, so we can't actually approach everything with like a level playing field of, oh, who can put in the most effort, you know? We're literally seeing the differences between us, so trying to make those differences fair from the get-go is just like, it's kind of like a flawed concept in its own right. Does that even make sense? Marshallini is here subscribing with Amazon Prime. Marshallini, thank you ever so much. I appreciate your subscription, dude. To some extent, I think I have a runner's body type, but I'm sure anyone who trains could beat me in a race. You might have a runner's body. It might be worth giving running a try. You might find out that you really like it. I mean, especially if your body's good for it, you know. Tyler Rosier says, with some cheers and bits here, Tyler, thank you for the cheers and bits, saying, I'm not sure if you heard of Math Rock, but I'm going to send you a small playlist in Twitter and Discord. I think you'll love it. Of course I heard of Math Rock, dude. Man, I listened to Meshuggah, Dillinger Escape Plan, know all about the math rock, the math metal, the polyrhythms, the djent, the time signatures. You saw that Vox video, says Dinesh. Yes, I did see it. I talked about that beforehand though, so I kind of knew it. The Vox video really helped fill in the gaps on what was going on with that. Your everyday J Twitch says, what do you think of transgender athletes mixing with normal athletes? For example, a male to female athlete sprinting for a female team. Do you think that's fair or unfair, or does it not make a difference? I think everything that I just said kind of answers your question. Like, so let's say someone transitions, they have a certain amount of testosterone and body composition because they spent X majority of their life as a male with that kind of hormone level, right? But a woman could also be born with an abnormal amount of testosterone and then have a similar ability because of all these chemicals and hormones, should I say. So, like, what's fair and unfair about it is really weird, because when you get down to the nitty-gritty of, like, competition, it's literally about the differences between us, but we're trying to make it fair. So, like, where does fair come from in that situation? You're examining the differences, and you want to say something about it being fair to begin with. So it's like, it's a really weird thing. Like, we kind of accept we have men and women categories for different sports and competitions, and as soon as like these things come along that challenge our notions of how that's done, that the concept itself to begin with is already flawed. Like, it's already flawed. Some men, think of the manliest man you can think of, and then think of the most effeminate man that you can think of, and then say, like, imagine them having a fight, who's going to win? Like, is that fair? We're all born different, and competition, these sports are about examining the differences between us and seeing who comes out on top. It's really odd. So just the whole thing's just kind of odd, right? Alex Day 92 is here subscribing, and thank you for your subscription. Also, Tyler, thank you again for the cheers and bits. We also got Jay Shord T doing cheers, throwing bits, saying thanks for all the great streams and explanation videos. No problem, dude. Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate it, and I hope you continue to enjoy the videos and the streams. Looks like some of you like what I had to say. That's cool. I thought about it a lot, this topic. And Pink Frosted Dough points out the woman athlete I was talking about has to take pills to lower her testosterone. Now that's like the opposite of doping, right? How crazy is this? People get penalised for taking, what do they call it? Steroids to give them an advantage. And now someone has to do the opposite. Someone has to take something to reduce the levels. It's crazy. I got no answer for it. I just think when we discuss and talk about this kind of stuff, we should really put all the ideas and the facts on the table and not try and just leap into some sort of, I've got the answer, this is how we should do it, because it's really quite a complicated thing. If let's say they put me in charge, right, I'll probably lean towards the idea of testing people to see what kind of composition they have. Factors like height, types of hormones you have access to naturally in your body, and scaling them up on some sort of thing that puts you into a category, right? So then you'd have more similar types of people competing against each other, and that could probably help women and men find similar opponents in the opposite gender to compete with as well. But if we even have the technology, the knowledge, the ability to kind of create that test and even do something like that, I don't know. But again, imagine that it could be done. Like, the further and further you refine that, the less competition there is. You're just finding people that are more paired together. It's just the whole competition thing is crazy. Right, we got a Noiseneer from G-Stab for 41 months in a row saying almost reached the meaning of life. Yeah, one more month and 42 is it? Isn't it? Thank you so much for the resubscribe, dude. Account Pastor says reducing the T level won't negate all the positive effects the T had already brought before. I don't know what the T level is. I keep hearing about T levels, but yeah. So Cole10 says we just need to genetically modify our babies to make perfect match competitors. All right, that's a perfect note to end on, because if you were following the logic I was trying to lay down there, that would be like the end result, right? So if we had genetically identical people, wouldn't they have like an identical outcome in sport? I guess luck would then become the next factor, right? Like luck would factor in, you know, two people on either side of a boxing ring, and it's a little bit more slippery over here and you lose your footing. I don't know where I'm going at. Oh, T levels is literally testosterone, so people shorten it down to T level. Got ya. G-Stav says, I think your T levels are low, need to grab a sip. Not that type of tea, jeez. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of like where I'm at with my thoughts on that topic, and that was fun to talk about that, but we're at the end of the stream now. I've got to wrap it up. I kind of want to keep rambling, you know, I do enjoy a good ramble. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening, peeps. Let's go see where we're going next, because we do a raid. You know how we do. You know how we roll, right? We roll. I'm going to send you over to Let's Play Minecraft Together server again, peeps. Domino is playing over there, so go check it out, right? I'm doing it right now. You can hit the raid button in the chat and join in. Massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you to all of my patrons. Again, hit the raid button in chat, and I'll see you soon with another one. Bye-bye.